Namaste. Dear listeners, today's story is said to bring the divine blessings of Goddess Lakshmi just by listening to it. It is believed where the story of Maid Lakshmi is told, poverty never enters that home. So come, let's hear the story of a poor Brahmin, whose true devotion moved Goddess Lakshmi herself, and she appeared at his home to bless him with endless wealth and prosperity. Long ago, in a small village, there lived a very poor Brahmin named Sridhar. He had no land, no money, and no house, only a tinny hut that shook whenever the wind blew. But his heart was pure, peaceful, and full of faith. Every morning he would bathe, pray to Lord Vishnu and Goddess Lakshmi, and then go to the village to beg for alms to feed his family. His wife was simple and kind, but often when their children cried from hunger, she would say, "What good is all this worship? We have no food, no money. Does Goddess Lakshmi only visit the rich?" Sridhar would smile gently and say, "No, my dear. Maid Lakshmi belongs to everyone. One day she will surely come to us. We must never lose faith." One day, Goddess Lakshmi decided to test his devotion. She took the form of an old woman and came to Sridhar's door. She said, "Son, I have been hungry for 2 days. Can you give me something to eat?" No. Imagine, Sridhar had barely enough food for his own children. Yet, with a kind heart, he offered his last piece of bread to the old woman. The woman asked, "Son, this was for your children. You gave it all to me. Tell me, what do you wish for in return?" Sridhar humbly replied, "Mother, I want nothing. Just bless me so that greed never enters my heart." The old woman smiled and said, "What you have given today is priceless. Tomorrow at sunrise you shall receive my blessing," and saying this, she disappeared. The next morning when Sridhar awoke, he saw a divine light shining from his hut. He stepped outside and was astonished. Where there had been dust and mud, now lay piles of golden coins. The walls glowed with brightness, and even the broken clay pot had turned to silver. His wife, with tears in her eyes, said, "My lord, what is happening?" Then a heavenly voice echoed, "O Brahmin, this is the blessing of Goddess Lakshmi. The sacrifice you made has turned into your fortune." Sridhar folded his hands and said, "Mother, this wealth is not mine, it is your grace made visible." That night, Goddess Lakshmi appeared in his dream and said, "My son, true devotion lies in selfless giving. The one who shares his food, who is content, and who finds joy in others' happiness, that person is my true devotee. You fed the hungry before feeding yourself. That is why I blessed you with eternal prosperity." Sridhar asked, "Mother, may I share this story with others?" Goddess Lakshmi smiled and said, "Whoever listens to this story with faith or narrates it to others, I will reside in their home myself. Poverty, sickness, and sorrow will stay far from them." From that day onward, miracles began to happen in his village. Whoever came to Sridhar's house and listened to this story found sudden peace, happiness, and abundance in their own lives. People said, "This is not an ordinary tale, this is the living word of Goddess Lakshmi herself." Sridhar used his wealth for charity, building temples, feeding the poor, and helping others. And Goddess Lakshmi's words proved true. Wealth is sacred only when it serves others. His fortune never faded. So, dear listeners, whoever listens to this story of the poor Brahmin and Goddess Lakshmi with devotion and belief will be blessed with prosperity, peace, and everlasting good fortune. The moral of the story is simple: true wealth lies in faith, generosity, and contentment. Goddess Lakshmi lives where there is hard work, cleanliness, and gratitude. And especially, whoever listens to this story of Maid Lakshmi early in the morning with a pure heart will have her divine presence in their home forever. Now let us all say together, Jai Maid Lakshmi, Jai, the divine mother of wealth and prosperity.